Hello and welcome to a Star Citizen Prepare for the 2952 Intergalactic Aerospace Expo video. We are going to go over what's going on at the IAE event this year and tips for getting the most out of the event and its ship sales. Prepare for the 2952 IAE. The 2952 Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is planned to start Friday, the 18th of November at 4 PM UTC. We will be getting a new Alpha 3.17.4 live patch for that as well, which will have a few little bug fixes as well as all the Expo Hall content. Each day at 4 PM UTC, a new manufacturer will take over the Tobin Expo Hall at New Babbage and show off their ships for 48 hours, starting with Drake. And there are 2 floors at that Expo Hall, so there's going to be a staggered overlap. So although each manufacturer is there for 48 hours, a new one is added every 24. There is a Star Citizen free fly event throughout that until the 30th of November, so anyone can play Star Citizen for free. You get given a Aurora MR, you just need to make a Star Citizen account, and you can do that with the links below. So you'll want to potentially travel to Microtech now, or make Microtech your home. So either travel to New Babbage on Microtech or spawn there if you're starting the game with a free fly. If traveling there, you can set the hospital as your spawn point when you get there as well. The expo itself is really easy to get to once you're at New Babbage. You can just follow the signposts. It will take you on the train, follow the signpost, bam, you come out the train, you're pretty much there. You take the elevator down to the main expo hall. You can try almost all of the ships and vehicles on show at that floor for free. So just approach them, hold F and then left click on them to rent them. You can spawn them from an ASOP terminal at the nearby spaceport. You'll have to take the train there, but that's pretty easy to find. Everyone's going to temporarily be given a Aurora MR during the IAE, but that's pretty irrelevant, seeing that you can try a whole host of ships for free, and those ships that you can use change every 24 hours, and any ships that you rent you have for, I believe, at least 24 hours. At the end of the IAE, from the 28th to the 30th, you'll be able to rent any of the ships that were previously rentable, flyable from some rental kiosks at the Expo Hall. So, how to get the most out of buying a ship during the IAE. So, some people are going to be buying their dream ships during that event. The IAE, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, is a big sales event that also has all of the ships from the Expo Hall and concept ships on sale on the RSI website. That sort of mirrors what manufacturer day it is at any given time. However, you will be able to get any ship you want in-game without any additional money in the future. So during the expo, you are going to be able to try out any flyable ship for free anyway, so sort of bear that in mind. So yeah, you don't need to buy ships with real money. Newly flyable ships like the Corsair will be available in-game, typically 3 months after they get put in the game. So there's an exclusivity window for 3 months. Most flyable ships are already purchasable in-game now. All you need to do to be able to play Star Citizen after the IAE is a game package or a starter pack. Basically a ship and game access. You can upgrade the ship later if you want. There should be discounted starter packs available during the IAE. There are at least 3 entirely new ships that are going to be turning up, plus the Drake Corsair during this event. Let me give you some quick sales terminology as well. War bond sales are basically saying you get a ship cheaper or some extras if you don't use any store credit. You can only use fresh, real money. Melting refers to the changing of a ship or package into store credit. So something you've previously bought, you melt it, it nukes the ship and the package, it removes it from your account, but you get the store credit instead. And store credit is the amount that you paid for the ship and any extras that you put on it, and not the current value of it. It is literally the amount you paid for it in total. Also, maybe don't do that if it's your only game package, unless you have a plan, because you'll lose access to the game if you don't have a game package. Concept sales are ships that are being built, so you get a loaner. If you buy a concept ship, you get a loaner ship until your ship's ready. For some ships, that could take years. Others, it could just be a couple more quarters. You can buy back a ship you have previously melted from the My Hangar section on the RSI website, the buyback pages little tab there. Each quarter, you can buy back 1 item using store credit or unlimited items with money. Not all packages are retrievable though, and prices can vary and change, so bear that in mind. Upgrading a ship is also known as CCUing, cross-chassis upgrade. You can upgrade a ship from the RSI pledge store page, from the ship upgrades button. You don't have to apply a CCU that you've bought immediately, and you can actually even melt them and then buy them back later, but obviously prices might change. Upgrading a ship will keep all of the rest of the package the same, other than the hull of the ship. That's the only thing that will change. So if you had lifetime insurance or a game package, for example, so access to the game, and you upgraded your Aurora MR, you'd keep everything else on there. It would just change the Aurora MR into a new ship. During the previous IAEs, there have been Warbond CCUs as well, which give you cheaper upgrade options and sometimes include lifetime insurance. Look out for these, as chaining some of these sort of Warbond CCUs together can net you huge discounts if you want a more expensive ship, and you sort of have to look at these and judge them at the time. Lifetime insurance is supposed to be this minor perk. It basically insures what we believe to be the base hull of your ship. It's sort of irrelevant though, because during the IAE, ships come with at least 10 years insurance anyway. Cloud Imperium haven't fully talked about exactly how insurance is going to work, but it's not something I would worry about. When the game goes live, you're going to be able to insure your ships for a relatively minor amount of in-game credits, and lifetime insurance probably won't even cover customizations to your ships anyway, and you're going to be customizing your ships a lot. Some other interesting tactics for sort of holding on to ships and making money and getting the ship that you want. So a lot of people will buy a ship that's in concept, such as things like the Banu Merchantman, and then upgrade it later. So, for example, the Banu Merchantman used to be able to pick up for $250, and it creeps up in value. It's now $600 to buy, and I would expect them to, once the ship is flyable, range between $800 and $1,000. So, sort of bear that in mind. That's my expectation. But when they're worth that amount of money, if you've got one, you can then crush chassis upgrade to a ship that is more expensive than that, and only pay the additional value. It's worth noting that ships are at their cheapest during concept sales, and as they get closer to flyable, they get more expensive. Once they're flyable, typically that's the final resting place for the cost. So expect the Corsair, for example, to go up a little bit. It's $215, I think, when it was last on sale. I'd expect it to be closer to $250 now, probably. But remember, you can get all of this stuff in-game. You don't need to spend ridiculous amounts of money on the ships. It's only if you want to support the project and sort of support development further. I pretty much never buy ground vehicles either with real money, because you can get them in-game pretty cheap. Bear in mind that this is some of the advice of sort of what I do, and Cloud Imperium could change their terms and the way CCUs are done in the future. Cloud Imperium don't really want players to constantly be changing their minds with ships they have, and they don't really want players to game the system either. That isn't the system's intended for, so just bear that in mind. If you want a refund, I believe there is a pretty good 14-day policy from time of purchase. So if you go, I bought Star Citizen package, I've upgraded my ship during the IAE, oh god, I don't like the game, I don't want to wait for development, I need the money back, whatever. As long as it's within 14 days, typically you can get a refund. For those of you looking for limited hulls, like the mighty Idris frigate or Javelin destroyer, and these are very expensive ships. The Javelin, I think last time it was on sale, was $2,500. You can find these typically sold in waves during their appropriate manufacturer days. There is an FAQ coming out later Thursday that will have the full details of that, but typically these are sold in 3 waves at 4 p.m, midnight, and 8 a.m. UTC on their appropriate manufacturer days. So let me give you a bit of a schedule actually. Remember, although that there is a new manufacturer every 24 hours, each manufacturer will be at the Expo Hall for 48 hours. Sometimes the sales page, they just, once they've added a manufacturer, you can constantly buy their ships throughout the IAE. Sometimes it's just for 48 hours, so bear that in mind. But typically at the end of the IAE, you can buy everything, at least during the finale days, the 28th and the 30th. So that's normally what happens. I will give you the manufacturers' days and some of the ship highlights for those days that are either flyable or purchasable on concept. So 18th of November, that's Friday, that's the start of the IAE. That's Drake. So you've got the Corsair, which is newly flyable, some new Drake ships that they're going to announce and show, the Krakens, if you want something big and sort of like a mobile space station on concept to buy. You've got the Caterpillar, you've got the Cutlass series. On the 19th, you've got Origin Jump Works, so that's like the 100 series, the 300 series of ships and fighters and starter ships, the 600i, the 890 Jump, the Mighty Space Yacht, the G12 Buggies. 20th is Aegis Dynamics. You've got the Avengers, the Gladius, the Reclaimer, Redeemer, Retaliator, Sabres, Hammerhead and Vanguards, but also the Idris and Javelins will be on sale in waves in a limited number. The Vulcan, the Nautilus is also going to be on sale on concept. 21st, you've got alien manufacturers, you've got Ayapoa, Banu, Asperia, and Gatak. So you can pick up things like the Banu Merchantman on concept. You've got the Talons and Vandal ships. 22nd, Anvil Aerospace, Carrack, Hornets, Atlas vehicles, Valkyrie, maybe something new as well that they're going to announce. You've also got things like the Crucible, if you want a big repair ship, or the Liberator, if you want a big assault platform ship that has a load of room for vehicles and ships to fly around. The 23rd, you've got Argo, Consolidated, Outland, Greycat, and Kruger all sharing the spotlight. So things like the Mole, the Raft, Mustangs, vehicles and stubs are all on sale, as well as, if you want to grab some concept stuff, the Base Building Pioneer or the Tow Truck SRV. On the 24th, we've got Crusader Industries and Tumbrel Land Systems. You've got the Ares Starfighters, you've got the Hercules Starlifters, the Mercury Star Runner, the Nova Tank and Cyclones, as well as the Genesis Starliner and the Ranger Bikes and the Spirit series. I really love the Spirit series. It's my favourite shipping concept at the moment, I think? 25th, MISC, Freelancers, Reliance, Hull A, and the rest of the Hull series on concept sale. I think the Hull E, it will be on limited sale as well. So that, for example, Prospector, Starfarers, Razors, the Mighty Science Endeavour on concept, Expanse Refiner, the Odyssey Explorer, lots of cool ships there actually. RSI, we've got the Auroras, my least favourite ship I think, the Constellations, Scorpius Mantis, the Perseus, that sort of concept brawler, anti-capital, anti-big ship. We've got the Polaris, the Orion, the mighty mining ship, the medical Apollo, maybe something new as well, maybe announced on the 26th. 27th, we've got Best in Show. So this is the Ship Showdown skins. So the winners of the Ship Showdown from earlier in the year. So players that have a Carrack, a C8X Pisces, a Scorpius, and or a Mercury Starrunner by the 27th will get some or all of those skins and some flair for free, but you'll be able to see these cool skins at the IAE. Not my sort of favourite paint scheme ever, but, you know, is what it is. The 28th and the 30th between that is the finale, where you can rent any ship from the terminals at the Expo Hall as well, and you should be able to, hopefully, buy any of the ships that are previously on sale throughout the IAE, if they weren't already on offer through the last couple of days. Now, that's not going to be with the limited ships. So, see, some ships like the Idris, like the Javelin, like the 890 Jump, like the Krakens, the privateer version of it as well, they all go on sale in limited waves and will not be on sale for the whole event. We will be covering each day of the Expo in some detail, so doing a bit of an explore of the hall and covering what's on sale on the RSI website, so please join us for that. Do you have eyes though? I know I do, and that's why I use a Tobii Eye Tracker 5, which is natively supported in Star Citizen and gives you immersive, precise eye and head tracking control. Ooh, which can be incredibly useful in the game. They're currently on sale, so use the links below to get some discounts. I think they're only on sale until tomorrow. There might be some other new sales soon, but act today to avoid disappointment. Pew pew pew, shilling.
Hello. I'm Winston Churchill, and I use NordVPN to defend the Internet Empire. We will fight the ants on the beaches. We shall fight on the Internet. We shall fight the trackers and the malware. Whether we want to watch Netflix from another country or have greater accessibility to the Internet, we will defend our island home. At any rate, that is what we're programmed to do.
Thanks, Winston Churchill. What? What do you mean, Zin? That wasn't Winston Churchill? Point still stands. Go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer to get yourself discounted NordVPN, or use the links below. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For November, we're giving away a Crusader Spirit C1. It's a fantastic looking multi-role ship that can fit a vehicle in the back or a load of cargo, and it looks really cool. It's got loads of forward-facing weaponry and a tractor beam. As it's a concept ship though, the winner will have a Cutlass back in the meantime as a loaner. It comes with access to the game and lifetime insurance too, so bam! Even if you don't have Star Citizen stuff yet, you can get straight into the game with this. It's all you need. Just comment on any of my videos this month to be in for a chance of winning. A massive thank you to everyone that has used the join button under my videos to become a channel member, and my Patreons. You guys are awesome. It really does help the channel. Please consider becoming one of those lovely people too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.